We know that Our Lady is one, but with each of her apparitions here on earth, she has been given a different title. Do you know which was her oldest apparition? Today you will find out. Stay until the end of the video to discover all the curiosities about Our Lady of the Pillar. Yes, it is Our Lady of the Pillar, the first title given to Our Lady. Here are 10 curiosities about her. 10. Oldest title. Our Lady of the Pillar is venerated as the oldest title of Our Lady in Christian tradition, with a history dating back over 1900 years. This devotion originated in the city of Zaragoza, Spain, and is closely linked to the tradition that tells of a miraculous apparition of the Virgin Mary to the Apostle Saint James the Greater. If you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe so you don't miss any curiosities. 9. Apparition to Saint James. According to tradition, Saint James was evangelizing on the Iberian Peninsula around the year 40 AD, facing difficulties and discouragement due to the lack of conversions. In a moment of deep prayer by the Ebro River in Zaragoza, he had a celestial vision. The Virgin Mary appeared to him in the flesh to encourage him. Mary was standing on a jasper pillar, and this column became the symbol of her presence and protection. Tradition says that Mary asked Saint James to build a church at that location, promising that as long as that pillar remained, the Christian faith would endure in the region. Following her guidance, Saint James and his followers built a small chapel, marking the beginning of the devotion to Our Lady of the Pillar. 8. Marble Pillar. The marble pillar is a specific feature of a Marian apparition where Our Lady is seated on a marble pillar. According to the apparition, this pillar was sent from heaven by the hands of angels. This element symbolizes the firmness and stability of faith, as well as representing the purity and holiness associated with the figure of Our Lady. The pillar also highlights the divine intervention and celestial connection present in the apparition. The marble pillar is a multifaceted symbol in Christian tradition. Firstly, it represents the firmness and stability of faith. Marble, known for its durability and beauty, symbolizes the unshakable strength of Christian belief and the purity of the Virgin Mary. The fact that the pillar was brought by angels indicates the heavenly origin of Mary's message and mission, emphasizing that her apparition and the pillar are divine gifts meant to strengthen and guide the faithful. Today, the marble pillar is venerated in the Basilica of Our Lady of the Pillar in Zaragoza, one of the most important Marian sanctuaries in the world. The basilica, built and renovated over the centuries, was erected precisely at the site of the apparition. The original marble pillar, known as El Pilar, is preserved and venerated by the faithful, who believe in its miraculous power and its direct connection to the Virgin Mary. The devotion to the marble pillar of Our Lady of the Pillar is associated with numerous miracles and significant historical events. Among the best-known miracles is the episode during the Spanish Civil War, when bombs dropped on the basilica did not explode, interpreted as a sign of divine protection associated with the pillar and the Virgin Mary. The marble pillar serves as a metaphor for Christian spirituality, symbolizing the need for solid and unshakable faith. Just as the pillar provides support and stability, faith in Our Lady of the Pillar supports the spiritual lives of the devotees. This symbol also reinforces the belief in Mary's continuous intercession and maternal presence in the lives of the faithful. Leave your prayer request in the comments so that Our Lady of the Pillar may intercede for it before her Son. 7. First Chapel. After the apparition of Our Lady, Saint James built a small chapel at the site of the apparition, with the help of his 8 disciples. This construction was a direct response to the sacred experience and served to establish a space for devotion and worship. The chapel not only marked the exact location of the apparition but also became a reference point for the first Christians in the region. The chapel was intended to be a place where the faithful could gather to pray, reflect, and feel the divine presence of Our Lady. It served to honor and perpetuate the memory of the apparition, keeping Our Lady's message alive. The chapel symbolized a physical and spiritual landmark of Christian faith in the region. It represented the divine manifestation and the human response of devotion and obedience. Over time, the chapel attracted pilgrims who came to venerate the sacred site, transforming it into a pilgrimage center. The small chapel built by Saint James at the site of the apparition of Our Lady of the Pillar in Zaragoza, Spain, eventually evolved into the Basilica of Our Lady of the Pillar, one of the most important Marian sanctuaries in the world. 6. Basilica of Zaragoza. The original small chapel was expanded over the centuries and transformed into the Grand Basilica of Our Lady of the Pilar. This sanctuary is one of the most important and revered Marian pilgrimage sites in the world, attracting millions of devotees from all parts of the globe. Over the years, the original chapel was enlarged and rebuilt several times to accommodate the growing number of devotees who came to pay homage to the Virgin Mary. The transformation of the chapel into a grand basilica began in the 17th century and continued over the following centuries. The current basilica is a magnificent example of Spanish Baroque architecture, with its imposing towers, ornate vaults, and rich interior decoration. The Basilica of Our Lady of the Pilar is considered one of the main centers of Marian devotion in the world, where the faithful come seeking healing, protection, and special graces through the intercession of Our Lady. Besides its spiritual significance, the basilica is also an important cultural and historical landmark, representing centuries of devotion and religious tradition in Spain and beyond. The grandeur and beauty of the Basilica of Zaragoza attract not only the faithful but also tourists interested in history, art, and religious architecture. Every year, millions of pilgrims visit the basilica in search of blessings and special graces, keeping alive the tradition of devotion to Our Lady of the Pilar. The Basilica of Zaragoza has influenced Spanish art, music, and culture, inspiring works of art and musical compositions dedicated to the Virgin Mary. 5. Day of the Pilar. The Day of Our Lady of the Pilar is celebrated on October 12, a date that also coincides with Columbus Day in the Iberian Americas. This celebration has dual importance, both religious and historical, and is marked by a series of events, rituals, and traditions that honor the Virgin Mary and commemorate the history and culture of Latin America. The Day of Our Lady of the Pilar is a special occasion for the faithful to express their devotion and love for the Virgin Mary, especially those who have a particular connection with this Marian apparition. Many devotees visit sanctuaries dedicated to Our Lady of the Pilar on this day, participating in masses, processions, and other religious activities to honor the Virgin Mary and seek her intercession. October 12 marks the day Christopher Columbus arrived in America in 1492, inaugurating a period of exploration, colonization, and cultural exchange between the Old and New Worlds. The coincidence of the Day of the Pilar with Columbus Day highlights the role of religion and spirituality in the history and culture of Latin America, showing how Christian faith and Marian devotion have become intertwined with the identity and experience of Latin American peoples. 4. Miraculous Intercession. Devotion to Our Lady of the Pilar is revered for her reputation of miraculous intercession, where the faithful believe she acts as a consoler of the afflicted and refuge of sinners. Over the centuries, countless stories of miracles and special graces have been attributed to her intervention, making her a beloved and revered figure in the Catholic faith. Our Lady of the Pilar is often invoked in times of difficulty, pain, and suffering. The faithful turn to her seeking comfort, hope, and consolation in times of distress. Many believe that Our Lady of the Pilar is a refuge for sinners, interceding with God on behalf of those seeking forgiveness, reconciliation, and spiritual transformation. Numerous accounts of physical healings and health miracles are attributed to the intercession of Our Lady of the Pilar. Faithful testify to inexplicable recoveries and improvements after prayers directed to her. There are reports of people being protected from imminent dangers, accidents, or adverse situations after invoking the intercession of Our Lady of the Pilar. In addition to physical miracles, many faithful experience spiritual graces, such as inner peace, strengthening of faith, and answers to their prayers for guidance and discernment. 3. Inviolability of the Pilar. The sacred pillar, where Our Lady appeared, is a symbol of profound significance and devotion in the Basilica of Zaragoza. Its inviolability over 20 centuries is an extraordinary testimony to divine protection and the continuous devotion of the faithful. Over the centuries, the region where the basilica and the sacred pillar are located has been the scene of various invasions and conflicts. However, the pillar has remained intact, resisting all challenges and adversities. Many faithful attribute the inviolability of the sacred pillar to the divine protection of Our Lady, who continues to watch over the sanctuary and her message of faith and hope. The inviolability of the sacred pillar is seen as a tangible sign of divine presence and protection in the lives of the faithful. It strengthens faith in Our Lady's intercession and inspires continuous devotion. The preservation of the sacred pillar over the centuries is a living testimony to the history of Christian faith in the region, providing a tangible connection to the early days of Christianity in Spain. The inviolability of the sacred pillar attracts millions of pilgrims and devotees to the Basilica of Zaragoza every year. They come to venerate the sacred site, seek the intercession of Our Lady, and express their gratitude and devotion. Many devotees participate in the ritual of touching and kissing the sacred pillar as a demonstration of faith, hope, and reverence for Our Lady's presence. 2. Mother of Spain. Our Lady of the Pillar is venerated as the Mother of Spain, exerting a profound and lasting spiritual and cultural influence over the country. This devotion dates back centuries and continues to be an integral part of Spanish religious and national identity. As the Mother of Spain, Our Lady of the Pillar is considered the protector and intercessor of the country, watching over its inhabitants and defending them from spiritual and physical dangers. Spanish faithful turn to Our Lady of the Pillar in times of difficulty, seeking her comfort, guidance, and special graces. Her devotion offers a source of consolation and hope in times of adversity. The devotion to Our Lady of the Pillar has profoundly influenced Spanish art and architecture over the centuries. Countless works of art, including paintings, sculptures, and religious buildings, have been dedicated to her, reflecting her cultural and spiritual importance. Festivals and celebrations in honor of Our Lady of the Pillar are held throughout Spain, highlighting her influence on the daily life and traditions of the country. These events are moments of communion and devotion for the Spanish people, strengthening the bonds of faith and national identity. Our Lady of the Pillar is venerated throughout Spain, transcending regional and political differences. Her devotion is a symbol of unity and cohesion for the Spanish people, reminding them of their common spiritual heritage. 1. Traditional prayer. The traditional prayer dedicated to Our Lady of the Pillar is an expression of devotion and trust in the intercession of the Virgin Mary. In this prayer, the faithful renew their consecration to her and ask for strength to cooperate in the mission of bringing the kingdom of Jesus to the world. Prayer. O Immaculate Virgin Mary, Mother of the Pillar, in whose hands the angels placed this holy pillar, you, who are our loving and merciful Mother, receive me under your protection. I implore you, O Mother, with all my heart, that I, your child and servant, may deserve that my heart be purified, so that it may be worthy to host you within. Grant me, O Mother, the grace to know you, to love you, and to serve you always faithfully. Above all, grant me the grace to cooperate in the coming of the kingdom of Jesus, your Son, in my heart, in my family, in my country, and throughout humanity. O Mother, may God's will be done in me, as it was in you, so that I may praise, honor, and love you in time and eternity. Amen. In the prayer, the faithful renew their consecration to Our Lady of the Pillar, recognizing her as their spiritual mother and protector. The devotees ask for strength to cooperate in the mission of bringing the kingdom of Jesus to the world, demonstrating their willingness to follow Christ's teachings and work towards building a more just and loving world. By turning to Our Lady of the Pillar, the faithful express their trust in her intercession with God, asking her to intercede for their spiritual and material needs. The prayer to Our Lady of the Pillar is often recited by the faithful in moments of personal prayer, in liturgical celebrations, and during pilgrimages to sanctuaries dedicated to the Virgin Mary. It serves as an expression of devotion and trust in the protection and intercession of Our Lady of the Pillar, strengthening the spiritual bonds between the faithful and the Mother of God. We have reached the end of another story full of curiosities. Don't forget to leave in the comments which saints' curiosities you would like to see here on the channel. And see you in the next video.